Hi guys, Jess Heron, also known as Jessie Rapgal Heron on Facebook. I accepted a challenge from my team to discuss my why. This is the founding motivation of why I'm doing the wrap business that you guys all hear so much about, whether it's from me or someone on my team. My why started off as one thing, changed to something really, really big, and has since even gotten bigger than that. So within the last almost 2 years, my why started off with me joining the wrap team because I felt a little bloated and I wanted to try the product at a discounted price. That's the truth. So my why was that I was feeling bloated, was feeling a little chubby, and wanted to make that go away. Turned out, I found out the day my enrollment kit came, was that I was pregnant with baby 2, also known as Joshie. He changed everything for us. He came a little bit earlier than we were anticipating, and then he arrived a little bit earlier than anticipating. I ended up on bed rest, changed some things financially for us, but the wrap business took over where some of my disability pay didn't. So that was amazing how it helped. The night before I went back to work, my why really intensified. Within the time that I was on maternity leave, some significant things happened that really changed my belief system about a lot of things in the world at the time, I guess. One of them was someone that I was working with, a young woman, had passed away. I've had a lot of clients pass away due to the nature of my job. It was always very difficult to wrap my brain around. This one hurt a little bit more so because I never got to say goodbye to her due to going out on bed rest earlier than expected. The next thing that happened was the terrible, horrible incident that happened in Newtown. I don't know, but it really, I connected with that. I was nursing the baby. It was just a tiny little person at the time, and I couldn't change the TV channel because he was falling asleep, and I was really sore. I couldn't make the channel change, and I didn't want to watch it, and it was there, and the coverage was pretty intense, and it was something really difficult for me to watch. And I knew at that point that I couldn't be away from my kids. I knew that terrible things happen in the world, but I figure so long as I'm here and they're here, I could make sure they were safe in my own little mommy bubble. So then the night before I went back to work, I listened to one of our corporate calls, and this woman was sharing about her struggles financially and how she wanted to make changes. Her story was motivating and inspiring. The next story that followed that was a story about a woman who did similar work to me. She was a case manager, and she arrived to work 10 minutes early every day so that she could get her last cry out. Because it wasn't fair to the clients that she was seeing, because we need to be there 100% all the time for them, no matter what's happening in our world. It's hard. It's really hard to not be able to feel your pain because you are there for other people. I always want to help other people, but sometimes you just need to have like a little breakdown, So anyway, that being said, I really identified with that because I knew the next morning I was going to be going to work early, leaving my kids earlier than expected so that I could get my last cry out. And when I found myself doing it several days a week, I knew that I needed to make changes. I knew that I had student loans, I knew that I had a 4-year psychology degree, and I knew that I needed to use it, but I knew that I wasn't in the right place at the right time. I did know that I had this awesome thing that I'd been sitting on and not actively working because of all the things I was going on, because of the way that my schedule was, because of having a toddler, because of being on bed rest, because of having a newborn, because of my work schedule being in a 24/7 facility. I knew that I needed to start working my business. Then, just about 2 weeks after I returned to work, this time last year, there was this awesome thing called Conference that I just gotten back from this year, but there was this thing called Conference that they started announcing these bonuses. And I knew that I wanted them. I knew that I needed that cash. I knew that $10,000 would mean a lot to my family. So for the next 60 days, I worked really hard. I networked. I met people. I changed some lives. I did wrap parties. I did wrap appointments. I met people. I, sacrificed a little bit of time with my family. It was 60 days of hard work. And in that 60 days, I changed my family's life entirely and didn't know it yet. That 60 days gave me the $10,000 bonus. It also promoted me to Diamond, and it promoted my husband to Emerald. Those are levels of leadership in our organization. Those levels brought in really nice paychecks for us. Those levels were able to pay off my student loans full. We're able to sell our house and move to back to Bucks County where we grew up, in a house twice the size of our previous home, so that our kids could have a place to grow up and have fun and play and be close to our family. I'm 1.5 miles away from my parents and 3 miles away from my in-laws, and that's awesome. They can come over whenever they want. They can see the kids. I get to see my husband, and it's, he's closer to work, and I was closer to work. Well, that was, we moved in June of this year, last year, because we're in 2014 now. So we moved in June of 2013, and then the other thing I promised my little guy on the night before I went back to work was that Mommy wasn't going to work on his birthday. And that's impossible because I can't get any time off. I didn't have any time. I just used a ton of time on maternity leave and bed rest. Well, Mommy was able to retire from her job at the age of 32 and work from home and be home and not work on his birthday. I retired a month before my little one's birthday. For me, that's huge for a million reasons, but the number one reason is that I can be here for their first, and I can be here to watch them grow up, and I can be here on holidays, which is something that I wasn't promised because of the line of work that I was in. I knew the job title when I got involved with my job, and I love my job, but I wasn't a mom, so that changed a lot. My why now is a little bit different. My why now is still my boys. My why now is still staying home with them. But my why's got even bigger. I figure I shot for the stars last year. I didn't think I was going to be able to retire. I'm only 32. But I'm going crazy this year. My why now is that I want all the members on my team and all the new members on my team who are coming in, I want them to achieve their whys. I want them to be home with their kids. I want them to be able to travel. I want them to be able to do whatever it is that they want to do. This challenge was put out so that I could get to know my team a little bit better, also so that they could get to know me and you guys could get to know us all. This challenge has brought a lot of us a lot closer together, and it's showing us our motivation. I want my team to know what it feels like to see their kids first, those who have little ones. I want my team who have older children to be able to go to their hockey games and their soccer games and their basketball games. I want my team who is struggling financially to be able to not worry about their bills and not worry about their mortgage payments. I want them to achieve those things because they are their whys. I have a lot of team members from a lot of different walks of the earth and a lot of different hearts, but at the end of the day, they all have a why that's pushing them, and they all have a motivation. And my why this year, going into 2014 and going into the good bonuses, which is $10, $15, $25, $50, and $75,000, I want my team members to achieve enough financial stability so that they can achieve their why. And then we can work on next year's why and go really, really, really big. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. So when you see everyone posting about their whys, this is what it's about. You're going to be seeing a lot of craziness over the next 69 days, and I do not apologize for it. We're changing lives, we're changing people's wellness, and we're changing people's dreams. You're free to join us whenever you want. Thank you.